Hey there, everyone. Welcome to The Explainer. I am so glad you're hanging out with me today. Go ahead and settle in, grab a comfy spot, because we are going to explore something literally magical today. We're talking about two unbelievable superpowers that every single one of us has right inside our hearts. And guess what? They are honesty and forgiveness. Now, these aren't your typical superpowers, like, flying or turning invisible. Honestly, I think they're even better. Why? Because they actually have the power to fix broken things, heal hurt feelings, and bring whole families back together. But, before we figure out exactly how to use these powers, we gotta ask ourselves a tough question. What happens when we make a really big mistake? Have you ever, say, dropped something super fragile? Or maybe you were kind of mean to your brother or sister, or just did something you knew was flat out wrong? It feels scary, right? Your tummy starts doing those crazy flip-flops, and the thought of actually telling the truth, oh man, it can feel absolutely terrifying. So let's take a look at what happens when some friends of ours face that exact same scary feeling. Okay, let's dive into this with Chapter 1, Telling the Honest Truth. So our very first story kicks off in this incredibly fancy restaurant. There's a mom named Emma, and she suddenly finds herself in a major cooking contest against this super famous professional chef. And the wildest part, it all starts because of one little girl using her honesty superpower. The famous chef brings out his absolute best dish, this fancy truffle risotto, and this little girl takes one bite and bravely tells the honest truth. Her mom jumped right in to defend her, telling the chef, "My daughter was only being honest. The risotto is beautiful, but it is a little too salty." Well, let me tell you, that fancy chef got so upset. He really thought a kid couldn't possibly judge his masterpiece. But see, the little girl wasn't trying to be mean at all. She was just using her honesty superpower, simply stating what she tasted. And wow, that tiny moment of truth sparked a massive cooking challenge. And this brilliantly illustrates our first big lesson today. If we look at the final round of their cooking contest, on one side, we've got the chef's truffle risotto. It's fancy, it's super expensive, but as the judge actually pointed out, it was kind of trying too hard. Then on the other side, we have Emma's braised pork stew. It's just a simple, warm, cozy recipe from her grandmother. And guess what? Emma won the grand prize. Why did she win? Because her food was honest. It didn't pretend to be something it completely wasn't. It's just like Emma's cooking, When we are honest and real, people just naturally feel safe and loved around us. But, what happens when we don't tell the truth? Well, that brings us right to Chapter 2. Admitting our mistakes. Lily broke it. I saw her knock it down. That is exactly what Nora yelled out when this beautiful, wildly expensive vase crashed onto the hallway floor. But here's the secret, guys. Nora broke the vase. Yep, she was also the one who snagged some missing money right out of her dad's wallet. And why did she do it? Well, she was acting kind of selfish. She was really angry because she lost a totally simple game to her sister Lily. So instead of being brave and just admitting she messed up, Nora chose to lie. She pointed her finger right at Lily. And as you might guess, things just kept getting worse and worse. Lily was feeling incredibly sad and totally trapped. She was practically begging, "Mom, please trust me, I didn't ruin the shirt." Because actually, Nora had secretly stained their dad's crisp white shirt and basically bullied Lily into taking the fall for it. The tension in that house, oh, it was awful. Lily was getting punished over and over for things she literally didn't do. But finally, their dad overheard Nora threatening Lily. He pulled Nora into the room and made her tell the honest, real truth, right then and there, no excuses allowed. And Nora finally admitted that she let her hurt feelings and her ego cause all of this huge trouble. So, how do we fix a mess like that? Let's move to Chapter 3, The Magic of Forgiveness. Because honesty gets the truth out there, sure, but forgiveness, that's the actual magic that heals a family. Right after Nora confessed everything, and lost her pocket money, by the way, Lily didn't stay mad. She didn't scream or yell. Instead, she just looked right at her sister and said, "It's okay, I forgive you, Nora." It's almost unbelievable, right? With just those few simple words, Lily's kind heart instantly helped fix this giant, messy fight. You see, forgiveness is a choice. It's choosing to let go of that heavy anger, and doing that instantly brought peace right back to their home. Now, sometimes people choose not to use their superpowers of honesty and forgiveness. And when they don't, it creates a whole lot of injustice. Injustice is a really big word, but it simply means when things are not fair. Let's look at the story of a boy named Leo to really get a handle on what this means.
So Leo faced some really terrible injustice from his stepmom and his stepsister Mia. Picture this. While Mia was off playing and just totally relaxing, poor Leo was forced to do all the heavy laundry completely by himself. And it gets worse. While everyone else sat down to eat this delicious roast dinner, Leo was handed a bowl of plain white rice, literally like a dog. And then, the final straw, when Mia accidentally knocked over a vase while she was doing gymnastics, Leo was unfairly blamed for it and shockingly sent away from the house entirely. I mean, wow, that is true injustice right there. It is just incredibly sad when people are treated so completely unfairly. But here is the amazing part about Leo. He didn't let all that injustice turn his heart dark. Nope, he had a true hero's heart. After he got sent away, this wonderful, almost magical thing happened. Because of his beautiful, kind spirit, Leo was actually made the president of a place called Kids Land. He used his new power to make fair laws, laws saying that every kid deserves fairness, love, and of course, hot pancakes. And he proved that hero's heart all over again back in the real world. When his stepmom, yes, the exact same one who sent him away, had a really nasty bicycle accident, Leo didn't just ignore her. He immediately called for an ambulance, he carefully bandaged her scrapes, and he even cooked her a big bowl of hot chicken soup when she finally got home. His kindness was so huge, it completely shocked his family into realizing how awful their mistakes were. Now, his stepsister Mia, she was still holding on to some jealousy, that is, until she slipped and took a hard fall off a swing. Leo didn't hesitate. He rushed right over to help her up, gently dusting the dirt off her jacket. Mia finally broke down and apologized for being so horribly mean. And Leo, he just smiled and said, "I forgive you completely, Mia." By using his forgiveness superpower, Leo completely shattered that cycle of anger. His family finally learned how to love each other equally, and they became a real happy team. And that perfectly brings us to Chapter 4, A Fair and Happy World. When we combine honesty, like that brave little girl in the restaurant, with forgiveness, like Lily and Leo showed us, our whole world totally transforms into a wonderful, fair place. So, what does a happy, fair world actually look like in our everyday lives? Well, think about the very first day of school. Leo and his new friends, Maya, Yummy, and Ryan, all sat in a circle to share a bit about themselves. Leo told them he loves drawing and the color green. Maya said she loves reading and the color yellow. Yummy likes painting and pink. And Ryan is totally obsessed with playing with cars and the color blue. They all have completely different favorites, right? But the cool thing is, they listened to each other fairly, they clapped for one another, and then they all happily played catch together during break time. Treating everyone equally just creates this awesome space where everyone can be friends. So the crucial point is this. If you ever find yourself stuck in a fight, or if you've made a mistake and you're feeling a little scared about it, all you have to do is follow the rules of Kids Land. Step 1, tell the honest truth right away. Step 2, say you are sorry when you make a mistake. No buts, no excuses, just sorry. And step 3, forgive each other completely, just exactly like Lily and Leo did. Honestly, these 3 simple steps are the absolute best recipe for a happy home. Which leaves us with one final, super important question for you to really think about today. When you make a mistake, because we all do, will you be brave enough to use your superpowers? I really know you can be. It might feel a little scary to tell the truth at first, for sure, but just remember the magic of forgiveness that always follows. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore these amazing stories in our explainer. Now I want you to go out there and use your amazing superpowers of honesty and forgiveness to make your own world a much happier, fairer place.